Shalom. On behalf of the Israel Movement for Reform and Progressive Judaism, I would like to welcome you all, Bruchim Habayim. Thank you for taking part in this joyful moment and celebration together with our three wonderful Israeli couples. Thank you for taking part in our long journey of bringing the idea and the concept of religious pluralism and tolerance to our beloved Israel. I'm sure you are all aware to the fact that Israel is still the only democracy in the world that doesn't allow civil marriage and doesn't enable young couples to choose the way they want to establish their family life. Yet it is important to identify the fact that there is today a quiet revolution in Israel when more and more young Israeli couples choose to use this great and sacred moment of wedding and marriage in order to promote the idea of religious pluralism, to show that there is more than one way to be a Jew, that our progressive and reform values should be fully accepted in our Jewish and democratic state. I strongly believe that with the growing number of reform rabbis, reform congregations across the country, we will be able to lead this revolution and we will be able to create this important change in the landscape of our Jewish and democratic state. Thank you all.
What an honor it is for me to be part of this extraordinary day. We have our partners in the Israel Movement for Progressive and Reform Judaism that are shaping the Israel of tomorrow today. And out of our love as North Americans for the state of Israel, out of that love comes responsibility and obligation and hope. We are here because what we are doing today must be what happens every day in the state of Israel. The idea of being able to choose how you want to be married is not a favor granted by a benevolent prime minister or government. It is a right of a Jewish democratic state. And we have in our liturgy for the wedding, Od Yishama Be'arei Yehuda. May there one day be in our future a time when the voices of brides and grooms will fill Jerusalem and all the cities of Israel. Well, the song that we want sung is the song of freedom, the song of pluralism, the song of a movement that helps to shape a more pluralistic, a more inclusive, a more dynamic, and a more vibrant Jewish life for all in the state of Israel. That's what today is about. These three couples are extraordinary. We love them. We're going to celebrate with them. And they're not going to have to come to North America to be married in the very near future, because we are not only going to stand up, but we're going to speak out from our hearts with love, and we're going to shape that Jewish future together.
Hebrew is a marvelous language. We resurrected it in Israel and we speak it all the time. But there's a word missing in Hebrew. The word is pluralism. This is how we say it in Hebrew, pluralism. Why isn't there a word in Hebrew for pluralism? Because we still have a long way to go before we understand what pluralism means. And pluralism means that there is more than one way to get married, and more than one way to get divorced, and more than one way to have a conversion, and more than one way to have a family, and more than one way to keep kashrut. This is the essence of pluralism. By supporting these couples who are here, you are making pluralism come alive in Israel today. And this makes you partners in probably the most important project of the Jewish people, making Israel live up to its own Jewish values. I want to thank you for supporting these three couples, and more importantly, supporting pluralism, making pluralism speak Hebrew. Thank you.
I'm Rabbi Rick Jacobs, president of the Union for Reform Judaism, representing over 1.5 million Reform Jews. We are joined today, that's worthy of applause, come on. But it's not one movement standing here tonight. We are joined in sacred partnership by the conservative Masorti movement and by the Reconstructionist movement. We, the American Jewish community, stand tonight, and in fact, every single night, united for justice.
I'm Anat Hoffman. I'm the executive director of the Israel Religious Action Center. Human beings are created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. Not some human beings, all human beings. Therefore, all should enjoy equal right under the laws of the Jewish state to marry the person they love. We stand united tonight and every night for equality.
Shalom. I'm Rabbi Gilad Kariv, the president of the Israel Movement for Progressive and Reform Judaism. Shalom, peace is wholeness. The wholeness we witness tonight between each of these beautiful couples. I stand here representing all of our movement's rabbis and lay leaders who symbolically stand with us tonight for shalom, peace, and wholeness. May the day come soon when all rabbis will be recognized under every chuppah in Israel. We stand united tonight and every night for peace.
I'm Liz Dubin. I love Israel. I love the Jewish people. May the love that emanates from each one of these couples shine brightly, sending a message of strength and hope to all those in Israel who do not yet have the freedom to marry. May that day come soon for all those who love, and with it justice, equality, and peace. We stand united tonight for love. Let the love begin.
Amen.
Baruchim Chambayim B'Shem Adonai Beirachnuchem Mim Beit Adonai Mi Adir Al-Chakol Mi Baruch Al-Chakol Hu Yevarech et Hechatan Vet Hakala Echatan Vechatan.
May the source of power, blessing, and glory bless these loving couples. Nothing brings greater joy than for us as clergy to stand here with you today. With Rabbis Alexander, Rabbi Holtzblatt, Cantor Bortnick, myself, Cantor Manovich, and Rabbi Schenkman. We are thrilled, but more importantly, we're thrilled that your love has brought our entire community together. May that love continue to give strength to each of you as couples, but more important, to us as a Jewish people. Amen.
Amen. So we begin with the first blessing, Birkat Erusin, which is a blessing that was said many millennia ago as the first identifying bracha that would signify you as each other's beloved. And it used to be separate from the marriage itself. It was the first thing you did to signify your beloved. And so tonight, as we say this bracha, we want to say to each one of you that we see you. We see your love, we recognize it, and we bless it with this ancient bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu ha'arayot ve'asar lanu et arusot ve'hitir lanu et hanesuot lanu al yadei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Amo Yisrael al yadei chuppah v'kiddushin. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, whose mitzvot add holiness to our lives, and whose will guides us even in the most intimate of our relationships. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who sanctifies the people Israel with chuppah, the wedding canopy, and kiddushin, the sacred wedding traditions. Amen.
And while we have 3 chuppot and 3 weddings and one for each of you, this is your wedding. And so under each chuppah as well, there will be personal words shared with each couple. The Baal Shem Tov taught that from every human being, there rises a light that reaches straight to heaven. When 2 souls who are destined to be together find each other, their streams of light flow together, and a single, brighter light shines forth from their united being. Anat and Shmuel, your love sends such a bright light out into the world. It has the power to bring healing and wholeness, something our world so desperately needs. You've known each other for half your lives, if not more. So long, in fact, that you first communicated through that ancient platform, MSN Messenger. And then you were so excited by the time middle school came around, even into high school, to connect on that new platform called Facebook. Modern technology may have initially connected you, But over time you learned that good old-fashioned conversation, friendship, and tea are the way to keep a romance and a relationship strong. You got to know each other well over many months of online conversation, and finally, Shmuel, you suggested that the two of you meet at Kiryat Motzkin. Anat, you were not so sure. I mean, come on, you had only met this guy online. Who knew who he really was? But you went, trusting your instincts about the Shmuel you had come to know. Shmuel remembers it was a hot August day. Anat was wearing a white shirt and cut-off jeans. As the day progressed, Shmuel kept thinking, she doesn't like me. You even went for a romantic walk on the beach, and still, she gave you no signals. At 10 o'clock at night, you were sitting together on a beach facing the sea. And Shmuel, you had all but given up, thinking that Anat was just not interested that way. And then, ma pitom, Anat put her head on your shoulder. 2 weeks later, you started dating. This September will mark 10 years together. You've grown together since high school, through IDF service, university studies, and first jobs. You've endured moments of challenge and loss, all of which were made easier because you had your best friend by your side, someone with whom to share and talk, someone who is always in your corner. You've done that by always being there for each other, by being honest and telling each other the truth, especially when it is difficult to hear, by believing in each other even when the other is not feeling confident, by being serious and childish and playful and sometimes even clumsy, by sharing your creativity, by nurturing each other, by encouraging each other to reach your goals. 6 years ago, you traveled to Prague and experienced tea time at your hotel. Every evening, they served butter cookies and tea, and it was a time to talk about and review the events of your day. When you returned home, you discovered how much you missed that moment and introduced a tea ceremony at home, minus the butter cookies. But you've been doing that daily ever since. You define love as making a choice to commit. Shmuel, you shared that being with Anat makes that choice easy every day, and she agreed the same about you. Anyone who knows you knows that you are an adorably gooey couple, in your own words. From nicknames to cuddling together to the care and concern you show each other every day, you clearly belong together. Jewish tradition teaches that the home is a mikdash ma'at, a small sanctuary, a sacred holy place that is separate from the rest of the world, a place of refuge and tranquility, of joy and love. May you always find that sanctuary in each other's presence, making time for one another and for family. May your mikdash ma'at, your sanctuary, be open on all sides, as is this chuppah, to friends and family. May it be filled with all the senses of home, the smell of good food, vegetarian for Anat, and plenty of meat for Shmuel, the taste of sweet words, the sight of your beloved, the sounds of family and good friends, and the feeling of warmth and openness. And may it be filled with all of God's blessings, tonight and always. Amen.
Amen.
Sahar and Ilya, when love lives as it does here today, it gives us a glimpse of the divine. Because sometimes when not looking, life gives us one of those wonderful moments when the unexpected changes everything. Bashir is meant to be. The year was 2016. Sahar and Ilya, both shlichim, they come to America to show their love for Israel, only to find a love from Israel. At the gathering, Sahar is locked out of her room. Ilya helps get her a new room key. The encounter is brief, but destiny plants a seed. No contact, no meeting. Then a year or more later, all the shlichim are asked to come to Jerusalem to do a program to help them reintegrate into Israeli society through a series of workshops. Pushing 101, arguing 105. They get paired in a workshop for hours. They sit answering questions of the soul. The most powerful moment in your life. What were your dreams? Your greatest fears? Intense but transformative, because they both leave the encounter amazed at the power of the connection that they feel to one another. Destiny smiles a smile. Ilya hears that Sahar is leaving to go back to Tel Aviv to work. He invites her for a nightcap. They pick up where the exercise left off. Life stories are shared. They talk the night away. Sahar never made it to work, but she did in fact make her way into Ilya's heart. For that night, from that night, they have never stopped sharing. Best described by a Zulu African word, Unvutu, which means I am because we are. After 2 years, Ilya decides this romance was now build a home. It was never a question of if, but only a question of when. And the when he planned for 6 months, a birthday trip for Sahar to Barcelona. Just before they're to go, they visit Stella, Ilya's grandmother, and they plant as a gift a lemon tree in her yard in Dimona. Stella speaks no Hebrew, Sahar speaks no Russian, but Stella knows love when she sees it. They're all ready to leave for the trip, and Stella has a terrible stroke. Ilya's mother insists they go. In Barcelona, trying to keep a secret from Sahar is like a chess game. Finally, Ilya gets Sahar alone in the spot he and the photographer have picked. He takes a big box out of his pocket, and Sahar, ever romantic, says, "You finally got me a bracelet like all of my friends have." And Ilya speaks words of the heart that make her heart stop and changes her life forever. Ilya is on one knee. Ilya, holding not a bracelet, but a ring, asks Sahar an eternal question. If she would be his soulmate and marry him. Sahar could not believe what she hears, but she does indeed believe what she feels in her heart. She says, yes, yes, yes. There are tears and calls to Israel, and it was bittersweet. They arrive home and they learn that Stella had passed away. And I am positive, that there is a lemon tree in Dimona that will always and only produce sweet fruit. That which in Yiddish we call Basher, meant to be, is not a lessening of one's freedom, but rather, when encountered personally, is a heightened freedom, arising to one's destiny. We today share that moment when the intent of the nameless one becomes absolutely clear. Now, as you walk from the ceremony, you must always be there, exclusively for each other, for love, for support. Ilya and Sahar, this marriage that I envisage, is your challenge and your greatest opportunity. May your dreams be your reality, for yourselves, for your children, for all humankind. This is my prayer. This is my blessing. And we humbly say,
Amen. Aviad Zion. I thought, what I really did was I looked for a good joke about what happens when a pharmacist and a chemist get married. That joke doesn't exist. I've got the drugs. But there is a chemistry and there is a refuah healing that actually exists in sitting down with both of you. There's something that I think anybody who is in your presence can palpably feel. The Talmud has this incredible line, Ein marim lo adam ela hirhure libo, that a person can only see what it is that's already inside of his heart. And so 8 years ago, a little over 8 years ago, even after growing up a couple blocks from one another and never having met, being in the same systems throughout your lives and never having met, you at Ben Gurion University in the Negev, in Beersheba, were in a mixer for the LGBT community, and across the room you caught one another's eyes. But the thing about seeing somebody from across the room and actually moving towards them is about what already exists in your heart. Love, the capacity for love, a vulnerability, an openness, a wealth of experience that allows you to see one another. But the phrase, "you can only see what's in your heart already," cuts both ways. It also allows many of us to walk through the world with the kinds of biases that doesn't allow us, any one of us, to see what other people see in themselves and each other, which is merely dignity. The courage to just be able to live as you are made, as you are, loved by those who made you, by those who held you, and by those who will ultimately be the support you need to keep moving in this world. Love, as it is, takes courage. It just takes courage for two people to come together. It's a different kind of courage when you have to fight for it. It's a raw courage, it's primal, it's a necessity. And the world, unfortunately, has forced you into the situation to fight for your love, but you have done it. You've brought your families along. Family's hard enough. Family takes courage. It's a different kind of courage to know that your family will be met with something unexpected, but yet understand that bringing them in is the way in which you create the kind of home you want to have. Kids take courage. They are hard enough. To be forced into a situation in which you have to fight for the way in which you will begin your family, which you are in the midst of doing right now, because you aren't permitted in the place that you live in the way that you want, is a different kind of courage altogether. But here's the thing that was most comforting about sitting down. Was your laughter. Here's the other thing the Talmud says. The Talmud says there are 6 different kinds of tears. There are good tears and bad tears. I'm not going to talk about the bad tears. I'm going to talk about one of the good tears. It's laughter. The tears that come from laughter are the tears that animate the world. You laugh together. And so our blessing for you is that your courage is always held by your laughter. Courage is serious, and seriousness needs laughter to thrive in this world. You make each other laugh. On the days when it's hard to laugh, remember, turn to one another and do what you do best. Smile, make the joke that you make, the little joke that you make, and bless one another in the same way that we feel honored to bless you today. Amen.
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 In a few moments, you will each exchange rings with the person you love, fulfilling one of the requirements that validates this marriage. The ring's wholeness symbolizes the beautiful way each of you complement and complete the person who stands by your side. You will notice over time that the outside of your rings may become scuffed or scratched as a result of everyday life, the wear and tear that comes along with our interactions with the world. Yet whenever you look at the inside of your ring, even years from now, many, many years from now, you will see that it will remain as unmarred and as perfect as it is today, perfectly whole. A reminder to always look beneath the surface of disagreements and challenges in your life and to look at that which completes you and look at the one who completes you. May that wholeness remain within each of you, a reminder of your love and of this moment of commitment. It is my honor now to invite our colleagues from the Israel Religious Action Center who have nurtured and guided our wedding couples to the chuppot to present their rings, Rabbi Noah Satat, Anat Hoffman, and Karen Sar.
Yofi. הרי את,
We're going to do this again. As you look at Anat, each of you look at the one who stands beside you, and as you place the ring On, in a moment, on the right index finger. That is the finger most easily witnessed by all who are gathered here. And also, according to Jewish tradition, there is a vein in that finger that leads directly to the heart. And I know there may be a few surgeons out here. I once was told at a wedding that all veins lead to the heart, Rabbi. But we like to think that this one gets there a little bit faster.
הרי את מקודשת לי בטבעת זו כדת משה וישראל. Be consecrated to me with this ring as my wife, in keeping with the heritage of Moses and Israel.
הרי אתה מקודש לי בטבעת זו כדת משה וישראל. Be consecrated to me with this ring as my husband, in keeping with the heritage of Moses and Israel.
Present the ring to her, place it on her finger. Repeat these sacred words. Hare at.
הרי את מקודשת לי בטבעת זו כדת משה וישראל. Be consecrated to me with this ring as my wife, in keeping with the heritage of Moses and Israel.
הרי אתה מקודש לי בטבעת זו כדת משה וישראל. Be consecrated to me with this ring as my husband, in keeping with the heritage of Moses and Israel.
Amen.
הרי אתה מקודש לי בטבעת זו כדת משה וישראל. Be consecrated to me with this ring as my husband, in keeping with the heritage of Moses and Israel.
הרי אתה מקודש לי בטבעת זו כדת משה וישראל. Be consecrated to me with this ring as my husband, in keeping with the heritage of Moses and Israel.
Amen.
My Tzion. For a long time, back when I began to understand who and what I am, I believed that happiness such as this will never be mine. Yet here I am before you, the happiest man alive. 8 years ago, I found a man who is smart, loving, caring, generous, funny, and totally hot. I must have done something right along the way, because you love me too. And you agreed to spend your life beside me as my life partner. And now, as we strive towards creating a family, and another one of my dreams is about to come true, I am reminded that my very first dream was always you. I love you, Habubi. I love your calm that gives me peace. Your strength that empowers me. Your directness that gets me out of my head. And your talent and fearlessness that remind me each and every day how truly fortunate I am. Although we are forced to have our wedding far from home, away from our dear family and friends, we are surrounded by exceptional people, which have been like an extended family, showering love upon us and our beloved Israel. In their presence, I promise to forever love you, defend and support you, to be your confidant, good friend and lover, a partner from midday dance and early night singing. I look forward with anticipation for the continuation of our shared life. May we go on to dream and accomplish together always. U'ev.
My sweet Aviad, or should I say Chabubist. 8 years ago, I met an incredible, smart, funny, sensitive man who thinks like me and kind of looks like me. In a way that is almost scary. I fell in love in an instant, and luckily, you did too. Sometimes I think that it's an impossible coincidence. Today, 8 years later, our connection seems unbreakable, and it's hard to even imagine my life without you. Although we have already celebrated our commitment to each other with our beloved family and friends, we aren't married in the state of Israel. I want to take advantage of this moment and thank all of you and all of the congregation and organization that arranged this event for giving us the chance to get married legally and giving me the opportunity to remind you, Aviad, how much I love you. I love to wake up and find you on the pillow beside me. Love your sweet dimple that lights up my day whenever I'm moody. I love cuddling together with Archie, our dog, on the couch. I love that I feel as a family member at Kiddush or holidays with your family, and that you feel the same in mine. You are the perfect companion for dorky scientific conversation and for wild parties, for hiking around the world or simply collapsing on the couch with. You are the person that I want to live with the rest of my life, my beloved. A long time ago, you told me that your dream is to have a house together with a white picket fence, 2.4 children, and a dog. Nowadays, we already have 2 of these things, and we work hard to have the 3rd one soon. I'm sure you'll be an amazing father. I can't wait to see us getting all together. I promise you, Aviad, that I'll do my best to make you happy. I'll always love you, protect you, and take care of you. I wish that we'll know how to listen, to forgive, and to treat each other with respect, equality, and decency. I love you so, so much.
You're first.
Babe Rabkin, our best conversations start in the car, going somewhere far. No distractions, work, house chores, just the 2 of us talking. In one of our rides, you came up with the insight, we are destined to be together. Before we've met twice, and it was superficial. And if the 3rd time wasn't ice cream, then we would have continued to meet along the way until we fulfilled our destiny. The first time you came to meet my parents, my mom looked at us and said, we behave like a couple that's been together for ages. From the first moment with you, it felt so natural, as if you were the missing piece in my puzzle who found its place. Babe, I love you, so it hurts my heart. It's corny, I know. I love the way you bug me so I laugh. Hold me tight when it's hard. Let go even though you don't think I'm right. Play me love songs, call me nicknames. I love everything you do for me and who you are in my life. As easy as you came into my heart, you went into the hearts of those surrounding me. Not once I've heard, he's so lovely, he's so cute, he's a keeper. So babe Rabkin, I promise to keep you, love you, honor you, take care of you when you are sick, hold you when it's hard. In front of all of those who surround us, I want to say I'll always be there for you when we are up or down. I am thankful for the mazal, the luck, that you walked into my life. I don't know if it's an act of God or simply destiny. It doesn't matter. All that matters is I know with all my heart and soul I found my other half.
My dear Sahar, babe Malka, from the first moment we met, I knew I've met a special human being. Only that the universe had other plans, and it needed a bit more time to pass so it can truly introduce us. When the universe reunited us again, we knew that we should never stay away. Since that special day, your wisdom, the way you see life, and your beauty does not stop to amaze me. Our love languages are so different,
yet so similar. You know how to be there for me in the most difficult times and lift me up high in the best of times. It's hard to believe that it's been only 2 years since the day we've met, just because everything feels so right. The testimony to it is this lovely ceremony where the power of our love for each other turns strangers into communities, newly met friends into family, and this chuppah into a place where we find each other in God. So on this special occasion, I want to thank you, Sahar, for letting me into your life, and I promise to love, honor, encourage, and support everything we choose to do, together and apart. Oh, and of course, I promise to make you laugh in the most inappropriate moments. Can't wait for the rest of our life together and fulfillment of our crazy plans to begin.
Amen.
Baby, I can't believe this moment is finally here. And yet, here it is. We're standing here together under a chuppah, like we always imagined. For nearly a decade, we have been together in this beautiful relationship. And in that time, we have gotten to experience so many wonderful moments of happiness. When times were tough, you always knew how to lift me back up, and to never give up on me. You were always by my side, in good times, in bad, and not once have you stopped believing in me or in us. I don't want to go on for long, so I'll simply summarize. Shmuli, I just want to thank you. Thank you for always being supportive and on my side. Thank you for being a part of my life, and just thank you. Thank you for everything. I love you more than anything in the world, and I can't wait to experience new moments of happiness in our lives as a married couple, forever and ever. Your Nati.
Baby, one of my favorite things about our relationship is that we're romantic all the time. Other people may call us silly or gooey, but that's not how I would call it, because our love isn't only expressed through hugs, cuddles, cute nicknames, or funny voices. Our love is expressed in caring and listening to one another and offering nonstop support, because sometimes the most romantic question you can ask me is, what did you eat today? Nati, I am completely in love with you and your unique madness, like I know you are with mine. That's how we are together, mad and mad for each other. You are the greatest adventure of my life. With you, I have experienced true friendship, commitment, honesty, and beautiful moments filled with happiness and joy on a daily basis. It will make me so proud to call you my wife and to call myself your husband. Forever and ever, your Shmuli.
So, Judaism has a blessing for just about every experience and emotion that exist. But it is only for this moment under the chuppah that it is more than one blessing. It's this moment in which 7 blessings are offered. The number 7 is important in this context because it is not only an end, a completion, but a beginning and a middle, which is to say every completion is the opportunity to begin once again. And what these blessings do is they allow you to see in any moment how you are connected to humanity, how you are connected to the Jewish people, how you are connected to God, and most importantly, how these weddings are themselves connected and part of a redemption, one that we desperately need. For those who want to join together for the first blessing, B'rei Pri Hagafen, join together with me. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Pri Hagafen. We praise you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. We praise you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, whose glory is revealed in all creation. We praise you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of humanity. We praise you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. You formed us in your image. You implanted in us the blessing of life's ongoing renewal. Blessed are you, God, creator of humanity. Amen.
Sostasis vetangel ha'akara bekibutz banecha letocha besimcha Baruch atah Adonai mesameach Tzion bevanecha Sameach tesamareim ha'achuvim Vesamecha yetzircha Vegan Eden mikedem Baruch atah Adonai mesameach re'im achuvim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bara sasson besimcha chatan lechala Asher bara sasson besimcha chatan lechala Hila hila diritza becherva ahava ve'achva ve'shalom ve'reut Gila rina diritza becherva ahava ve'achva ve'shalom ve'reut Meher Adonai Eloheinu yishama be'arei Yehuda u'vchutzot Yerushalayim Kosason ve'kosimcha kochatan ve'kokala Kosason ve'kosimcha kochatan ve'kokala Kol mitalorim ha'uvim mechubatam u'ne'arim mimishten neginatam Baruch atah Adonai mesameach re'im ve'ahuvim
Amen. We praise you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of joy and gladness, love and companionship, laughter and song, pleasure and delight, harmony and celebration, peace and friendship. O God, may they be forever heard in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. The voices of joy and gladness, the voices of loving companions joined together in marriage, the voices of celebration and song. Blessed are you, God, who causes these loving couples to rejoice together as one. Amen.
Amen.
In the presence of these witnesses, and in keeping with Jewish tradition, you have spoken the words and performed the rites that unite your lives. Ilya and Sahar, you are now married in accordance with the laws of the District of Columbia, and more importantly, according to the tradition of our Jewish faith.
Anat and Shmuel, you are now married in accordance with the laws of the District of Columbia, and as well according to the tradition of our Jewish faith.
And Sion and Aviad, you are now married in accordance with the laws of the District of Columbia and according to the tradition of our Jewish faith.
And now I ask,
In a moment, we will wrap you in talitot of Nashim HaKotel, the women of the wall talitot. These talitot represent the courage to fight for freedom, to raise our voices for equality for all, and to stand up for our beliefs. May each of you continue to stand tall as you do tonight, and may the light of your love shine brightly, and may it lead us to a more perfect tomorrow.
And as we place these talitot around you, we want you to feel the community that is behind you. So as these talitot are being placed on you, turn around and just take a look at all the people who came here to support you in your love, to see you, to hold you, to recognize you.
Not a well thought out move.
and now we ask you and all those present to bow your heads in reverence silently. Let us pray that God will bless your home and help each of you as couples achieve your highest hopes.
Dodili vanilo haroe bashoshanim Dodili vanilo haroe bashoshanim Mizotola min hamidbar Mizotola Mekuteret mor levona Dodili vanilo haroe bashoshanim Dodili vanilo haroe bashoshanim Libaftini achoti kala Libaftini kala Libaftini achoti kala Libaftini kala Dodili vanilo haroe bashoshanim Dodili vanilo haroe bashoshanim
Shuv ha'eden
otem
Bimot
hakol Mishvil ve'harchek otzemet imbalim Melave et meshech hatzalim Erev ba Ve'harchek otzemet imbalim Melave et meshech hatzlalim Erev ba
It It is hard to believe that the three of you, the three couples, have only been here a few days. It seems like an eternity in many ways. But what you have done is not only unite your hearts tonight, but you have united our community. With this in mind, your love has brought so much community support. We ask now that all of our colleagues, the rabbis and cantors who are with us tonight, to join us up on the bima, to make a wall of holiness behind us and join us, and for the leaders of our community as well, of institutions, to come before us and come up and join us as we ask God's blessing. You are surrounded by talitot, and you have on each of them the tzitzit reminding you of the mitzvot. May you be as well know that these people that come up here stand united as a community for justice, for peace, for equality, but above all, for love. We ask God's blessing upon you now.
So we'll all join together in the Hebrew of the blessings. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you.
May God's light be upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. You should always be, as you are tonight, heart to heart, soul to soul. May God's light shine on each of you, shine on all of us, and may we know peace, wholeness, and the blessing you bring to us this night of love. And let us say together, Amen. Amen. And now we invite up our chairs to bring forward the glasses to be broken. Liz, oops, super, and Louis. Yeah. Place that down, right there in the center. Okay, and then you both have to put your foot on this. Put on your foot on both sides. Go for it. 1, 2, 3. Here, you'll do it. Hard. Thank you. Simen tov and mazel tov and simen. Yeah, hey, mazel tov and mazel tov.